You know, in Fallout 3, there's a song that plays quite a lot that manages to completely capture the vibe of the Fallout franchise as a whole, despite it, lyrically speaking, just being a love song which has absolutely no real connection to nuclear devastation. It's a good song, mind, and I absolutely adore it, not just because it's really nice to listen to, but because it's the song, the one I associate with this franchise that's heavily influenced me for the last 15 years of my life. If I could find only one issue with it, it would be that in the literal sense of which the titular lyrics weren't meant to be taken, I would disagree with the premise. What I mean to say is, I do want to set the world on fire, and I want to watch it burn. Burn. So that's what we're going to be doing. We're beating Fallout 4 with fire. You might be wondering, Ronica, how does one beat a game with fire when fire damage isn't actually a thing in Fallout 4? Fair question. You see, Fallout 4 has 4 damage types, those being physical, energy, poison, and radiation. None of these are fire, so how are we going to reduce the Commonwealth to ashes like it deserves? I settled on this. In Fallout 4 there are 3 weapons that are fire-themed and can inflict lasting damage over time on their targets once they land a hit. Well, in theory anyway, one of those weapons is very inconsistent about whether or not it'll actually do that thing, but oh well. Well, because of legendary weapons, technically there are more, but I don't count anything that I cannot rely upon finding for these rules. Also, I just don't really want to grind out legendary enemies until I find incendiary versions of stuff. I can't be bothered. But onto the weapons we actually have. There's the Molotov cocktail. It's a bottle that you throw and it burns anything misfortunate enough to be in the splash zone. While it's the weakest grenade in the game, it does have some benefits, like it detonates on impact and it's cheap to make and purchase compared to the other grenades. Then we have the shish kebab, which unlike Fallout 3 and New Vegas, this time it's a katana that just has flame jets affixed to it. It's fine, it's nothing special, it's just a fiery sword, although unlike Fallout 3 and New Vegas, you can't build it yourself and you don't even get a cute little oven mitt to hold it with anymore because Fallout 4 hates fun and good times and puppies and cupcakes and all things good. Finally, we have the flamer. It's a flamethrower. It's a short-range heavy weapon that ignites everything unfortunate enough to be on the wrong side of the barrel. We do also have the heavy incinerator that was added as part of the next-gen update, but I don't really want to use it because it's Creation Club content that has a real impact on gameplay, and it just doesn't sit right with me for this particular challenge. If you are going to do a challenge just like this, then feel free to use it, I just don't want to. No, I'm far more curious to see how well the base game fire options handle the entire playthrough. Obviously, all of our tools have drawbacks. 2 of them, the cocktail and the flamethrower, are very low damage compared to other things in their class. Well, no, that's not true. The flamethrower actually does more damage per shot than the minigun does because the minigun is terrible. But even then, it's not exactly going to light the world on fire. Ironically, the sword has only 1 upgrade that you can do to boost its damage, compared to weapons like the Chinese officer and revolutionary swords that both have 4 apiece. Plus, it's a medium speed weapon, so you'll take more hits in melee than you'd like. And, to cap it all off, the flamethrower and shish kebab are both pretty hard to get early game. Not impossible, just really challenging unless you're violently lucky or you're not doing a run where these are your only 3 weapon options. So, setting the Commonwealth on fire is going to be tough, but I'm ready. Let's find out if we can beat Fallout 4 using arson. Yay! Now let's lay out some rules. Firstly, I can only use the Molotov cocktail, the flamethrower and shish kebab to deal damage. You might be thinking I've made things too easy for myself with these 3 weapons, but I promise you this is going to be an incredibly rough run. Secondly, no companions, and I should also try to avoid doing optional quests where NPC allies are present and doing damage themselves, because I feel like that kinda cheapens some of the experience. I'm talking about things like ArcJet Systems or the Big Dig. Those are the sort of quests we should be avoiding. Main quests, of course, that have an NPC present as part of the quest, they're still fine because you literally need to do that to complete the game. Doop-bop-bop. And thirdly, I must complete the nuclear family quest to beat the game and end the run. I decided early on that since I'll be playing as an amoral psychopath, I might as well join the Institute. It just, felt right. I think that's all that needs to be said, aside from drop a like on the video if you enjoyed this mess, sub for more content if you wish, or leave a comment if that's the kind of thing you like to do. That's also what needs to be said. With all that out of the way, we can begin setting the world on fire all over again. As with all playthroughs, we begin with our character creation station. This time the hairstyle I actually want for Nora isn't, it's not available. We have to wait until we get to the wasteland, so that's a bit of a shame, but oh well, this'll do for now. And you know what, to sell the whole arsonist thing, I'm gonna give her a bunch of burns. There we go, now she looks like she plays with fire. There we go, I'm happy. Oh wait, I forgot to edit the body. You know what, it's fine. Oh look, we have a salesman at our door. Hopefully he's selling something that burns. Well, I guess a vault could technically burn. It should if I have anything to do with it. Anyway, it's now time to choose our name and special stats. For my name, I decided to go with something that represents my character's desires. There we go. Hehehe. For my special stats, I'm going to be focusing on strength, perception, and endurance. Strength because it affects our big guns and melee weapon skills, perception because it affects our explosive skills, and endurance because I'm fairly confident I'm going to throw a bunch of Molotovs at my own feet by mistake, so we need to be able to survive that. I mean, I suppose I could just not do that, but, no. Anyway, time to check in on a horrifying robot baby. Hi, Sean. Oh my god, that came out of me. Oh, thank the Titan, nuclear war is starting. I don't have to look at the thing. It's there. Get me away from that wide-awake nightmare. Oh, cool, that person's stress is doing the thing it usually does. Hi, can I come in so I can get away from that creepy baby? Or, I mean, so I don't get nuclear vaporized. That's why I want in. Oh, they're gonna come with me, aren't they? Well, let's just get this over with. Hurry, 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 over to the vault. Oh, hi Nate, you brought the thing. Thanks, I'm really glad that you did. It's fine. Oh, look at that fireball. Watch as it scorches everything it touched. It's so beautiful. I want it. No, wait, what are you doing? No, I don't want to go down. No. This was the moment that Ashley realised she liked fire. Damn Vault-Tec taking me away from the cool fire thing that was happening above. There better be some good fire down in this vault. Ooh, look at this pod. Will it set me on fire? I sure hope so. Wait, no, it's getting cold. No, this is a cryogenic pod. That's the opposite of fire, you bastards. I'm awake. I really hope someone from Vault-Tec's coming. I have a grievance I'd like to file. Wait, those aren't Vault-Tec. That's a packet of cornflakes. Okay, I'll make you guys a deal. I don't mind that you're stealing my nightmare child, but could you at least turn the heat up a little bit? You know, I get the feeling they're not actually going to do that for me. Look at that smug face. He knows I'm going to be cold. I'm coming for you, you smug bucket of cereal. Or bowl of cereal, however normal people eat cereal. I don't know, I'm cold. Shut up. Finally, that was far too cold. I know the fiery explosion outside should be my supervillain origin story, but you know what? The fact that I was trapped in a cold closet for decades could probably also suffice. Hi Nate, you know you died trying to save our son, but I was just gonna let them take him anyway, so you kinda died for nothing. I just thought I'd let you know that while I leave you here forever. Bye, I'm gonna go and burn things down now. As is fairly standard for my runs, I can't really fight back while I'm in the vault because there's nothing fire-themed in here. Like, there's a cryolator, but that's the exact opposite of what I'm looking for. I will, however, be taking all the weapons that I can get my hands on just to sell for parts. Once we get out of the vault, my game plan is to make a beeline for Diamond City, sell all the weapons and ammo and stuff I find in the vault. I'm then going to buy or craft as many Molotov cocktails as I physically can. It probably won't be a lot because early game, but you know. Of course, if I do go the crafting route, I'm going to need a lot of glass. I mean, adhesive will probably be harder to come by, but glass can also be weirdly scarce when you need it. I should also keep in mind that my character's luck is literally 1, so we're probably going to have an even rougher time than usual. Anyway, dodge past the radroaches, grab the pistol and the glasses. I like having glasses. Open the tunnel, run past all these radroaches, lure the other ones into this room, shut the door, wait for them to stop being hostile, and now we can grab the Pip-Boy. How much do you reckon this thing weighs? It's got to be really awkward to carry a small computer on your wrist for your whole life. Anyway, to avoid accidentally using the other weapons, let's just de-equip those and de-favourite them. Now we can open the door and get out of this particular layer of hell. Goodbye, Vault 111. Nobody likes you. Hello once again, Commonwealth. I'm gonna have fun setting fire to everything. It's not like you don't have it coming. First things first though, we're gonna need some weapons. It shouldn't be too hard to get a hold of a handful of Molotovs. Sometimes the Dead Raider outside of Sanctuary has some. Do you have any for me today? What? Only a shotgun? That's useless. Don't get me wrong, I'm still going to take all your stuff. I have to fund my arson spree somehow. Plus, it's nice to have an outfit that has some physical damage resistance. Not much, like 2 points, but it's better than the 0 points my Vault suit had. Because there's not really anything I can do about it, I'm just going to ignore the raiders in Concord that are attacking Preston. And you know it would be super if they would ignore me. That's... Ow, stop it. Oh, you guys know I'm going to come back and burn you later for this. I spy with my little eye, it's Trash Can Carla. Maybe she'll have what we're after. But first, we've got a dress to impress. Because my charisma is so low, I'll take any buff I can get. And for the like 2 of you out there who don't know this already, in Fallout 4 your charisma stat is directly tied to how much vendors charge you. And of course how much they'll pay you for stuff. So let me just sell off everything I don't need. And now for all our efforts we've got free Molotov cocktails. That's actually a lot better than it could be. Now let's just quickly look at what we're working with. Yep, 51 damage. That might not be a lot for an explosive, but like I outlined in the intro, there are some advantages to Molotovs. They burst on impact, they set things on fire so they take damage over time, and of course they are relatively cheap. Plus, you can build them at a chemistry station without needing any explosive perks. Right, I think we should see them in action, don't you? Hey Wolfgang. Fuck you. Okay, so a single Molotov took away half his health and is still burning him. That's pretty good actually. Might as well throw another. That's Wolfgang taken care of. Now for Simone. Hey Simone. Eat this, sucker! Oh, by the Titan, that's not going to kill her, is it? Oh, wait. Haha, get immolated, sucker. Hi, Trudy, do you have any Molotovs? I accidentally used all of mine defending your store, you know, if you wanted to give them to me for free, that would also be cool. Ooh, looky here, she's got exactly 3 Molotovs. I mean, yeah, that's just a return on my investment, but it's still better than 0. Now, if I'm not mistaken, we also leveled up. Because I'm pretty sure the Molotov cocktails are going to be our only weapon for a while, I think Demolition Expert is probably the best perk to start with. Yeah, look at that, we're up to 63 damage per bottle. That's a much beefier gain than I'm used to seeing. Onwards we go to Diamond City. Of course we are going to quickly stop in Lexington. I know a bank that needs to be robbed, and some oil that needs to be stolen, but in like a reverse order. Usually I try to avoid combat in this section, but that's often because I literally don't have a weapon that I can use. This time I do. I might throw just 1 Molotov at some ghouls and see what it does. Quite a lot it turns out. That has a really big blast radius on it now. Oh yeah, fire support. I might do that. We'll see how I feel when I get closer. To be fair, it's an extremely easy quest and it does have the word fire in it, so I might have to do it out of obligation. Oh hey, some ghouls. I cast Fireball. You know what, I know I've only got 2 Molotovs left, but I really want to see what I can do here. Crap, hurry. Ah, that's not good. I'll admit though, I'm pretty surprised it took me this long to cause this amount of serious bodily harm to myself. Before I forget, I'm going to quickly just loot this guy up here. If you don't do it before Dance goes into the police station, he can despawn. You know what, it's not worth a Molotov to try and take out these 3 ghouls. I'm just going to let Dance do it. I already threw a Molotov in this fight, so I didn't do nothing. There we go, we've assisted the soldiers, and now we've got our next level up. Unfortunately, rank 2 of Demolition Expert requires us be at level 10, so we're going to have to find somewhere else to put this point. Call me unoriginal, but I'm going to take the first rank of toughness. I also want to take this opportunity to point out that once I get a hold of leather armor, that's what I'm going to be wearing for pretty much the entire game. I think having leathers will suit our sort of flame thing. I don't know why, I just do. Just going to ignore those super mutants for now. We've made it to Diamond City, and look, Cricket's outside. She sells weapons. Maybe she'll have some Molotovs for us. Oh, she absolutely does. Cricket, I'd kiss you if I didn't think you'd vaporize me for trying. Anyway, let's get ourselves into the city. I've got an appointment with the barber. Finally, I can give myself the haircut I really wanted for this character. Let me just, there it is. And you know what else? I think we could use some face paint. I mean, sure, we have to come to a creepy basement for it, but that's just where face paint lives. But yes, I don't want us to be too clean, so as you can see, I'm dirtying us up a little bit. There we go, now it feels like the run can begin properly. Don't get me wrong, I fully understand why we can't do this in like the pre-war section, but I'm bitter about it regardless. You know what, for a second there, I was worried the game was about to crash. Oh, hey everyone, are we okay out here? You know what, it's none of my business. I'm gonna go make some grenades. Like I said earlier, you don't need any perk investments to be able to craft Molotovs. You just need 4 materials. 3 are relatively easy to acquire, 1 is a bit more tricky, but there are ways to farm it. To my absolute surprise, I was able to get this officer to tell me what was going on without him insulting me. I've got 1 charisma. Yeah, anyway, let's continue stocking up. When it comes to Molotovs, I find Arturo's a very mixed bag. Sometimes he has quite a lot, other times he has 1. This time though, the Titan was smiling upon me. He had 6. We're up to 19 bombs, that's pretty good. But we can do better. If you know me well enough, you probably know exactly how I'm going to spend the next couple of hours. That's right, we're going to be travelling to Lexington, stealing all the oil, stealing all the pre-war money, then travelling somewhere else to sell most of the pre-war money either for ingredients to craft more Molotovs or just for some more Molotovs depending on what the stock is. And the best part, we can do this as many times as we need. We've now reached 25 bombs, but you know what, before we settle into our loop, we're going to do a proper field test, by which I mean we're going to go back to Concord and see exactly how many it takes to kill a Deathclaw. I'm obviously not expecting anything similar to the success we had in the Shredder only run, but it will be good to see the actual limits of Molotovs in action. That way I can plan for whether or not I need to go and get the flamethrower and swish kebab early. Swish kebab? Shish kebab, not swish kebab. That's not what it's called. That's never been what it's called. Since we've already got a point put into our demolition expert, we've got a much wider blast radius than we would otherwise, so I don't have to be hugely accurate when throwing. I just have to make sure the bottle lands vaguely in the same postcode as the enemy. I will admit though, it looks kind of funny. It looks like they just die of embarrassment. Bortles! I'm probably going to make that reference a lot, so if you don't get it, I'm sorry. That's the out of time quest officially done, and we're at level 4. Given that we're already working with a wider blast radius, I should probably take adamantium skeleton to reduce the self-damage I'm definitely going to take. Bortles! I'm not going to explain this one. Bortles! 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 I'm not gonna lie, just throwing Molotovs at everything is quite fun. There's something just satisfying about the way these particular throwables work compared to everything else in the game. Don't get me wrong, this is by no means the most efficient way of dealing with enemies, but this is the price we pay for the pure art that is fire. Don't worry everyone, your local neighbourhood arsonist is here to make your situation worse. I'm joking, we're gonna help them. I mean, Preston is flagged as unkillable, so even if I wanted to kill them all, it just wouldn't work. As is normal, I'm not gonna make too much of a habit out of using power armor, but we do have to get in this suit to spawn the next wave of raiders. Besides, we're about to spawn a Deathclaw. I think having extra protection will probably be a good thing. Take the minigun, because that's worth a lot of money. Death from above! Show me that fancy gun up close. Nah, I'm not gonna do that. Besides, I think Mr. Cuddles really wants a word with you. Hey, Mr. Cuddles, are you ready for violence? Oh no, I'm in danger. So, my immediate knee-jerk reaction is that it's probably a really bad idea to try and fight a Deathclaw with Molotovs. We know this now for science. But Mr. Cuddles, if you think for a second I'm still not going to try and immolate you, then I'm so sorry, you've got another thing coming. That thing is fire. And as long as I stay safely in this building, oh fuck me running. I was pretty certain you couldn't fit through that door, you cheating little bastard. And oh shit, I'm down to 8 bombs. We're gonna have to let the raiders outside weaken Mr. Cuddles a bit more. It turns out giant dinosaurs are actually quite resistant to fire. They are the perfect counter to my arsonist. But don't worry everyone, I'm still gonna try and kill Mr. Cuddles with fire. I am very easily motivated by spite. Luckily enough, his AI doesn't quite know what to do when we walk through this doorway. He can fit through it, but only if he's at a very specific angle, it seems. And now he's hiding down an alleyway. Don't worry, I'll flush him out. This fight is going to be incredibly close. Bortles? Damn, fuck. Really can't afford to waste those. No Cuddles, down. Bad Cuddles. Off, off. We're down to 3 grenades. We can do this. I'm sure we can do this. Bortles? I'm not going to be throwing multiple Molotovs at this thing at the same time because I'm fairly certain the damage over time effective fire doesn't stack, it just resets the timer. Feel free to correct me if I'm wrong. Luckily we've still got a couple of raider buddies out there who can take pot shots at this thing, and because its AI is trying to prioritise me, it's not directly focusing on either of them, so if we just let them whittle it down to near death, all I have to do is throw one more. Yeah, fuck you, Mr. Cuddles. One more for good luck. And that's Concord. Oh wait, there's still one more. And fuck, we're out of fire. Preston, you might have to deal with this one. Unless of course I can find an extra Molotov lying on one of these bodies. So far, I'm not hopeful. Yeah, I don't think a single one of these raiders has anything even approaching a bomb on them. So yeah, Preston, if you wouldn't mind just finishing the job here. Yeah, just like that, wonderful. Is everyone in here okay? Yeah, good. Cool. I'm never gonna see any of you again. Interestingly, I took the rude options with Mama Murphy just there, and it changed absolutely nothing. It's easy to forget that this game is absolutely terrified of making you face consequences for your actions. Anyway, we're dumping the power armor at Diamond City as usual, and after a couple of armor upgrades, I think it's time to begin the grind. So everyone get comfy and I'll be back with you in like 2 seconds, because that's how long these skips usually last in this video, but just know for me it was something approaching about 90 minutes.
Friends all over.
So, good news, we got up to 110 Molotovs. Bad news, my exploit has kind of broken a little bit. Just to fill you in, I spent the last 90 minutes travelling to Lexington doing my usual robbery, then returning to any nearby settlement to sell off what I have. I also took the time to go and discover a few locations we'll need for later, like Park Street Station and Good Neighbour mostly because it has merchants I need. I also stopped in the Prost Bar in the Boston Commons a few times because it has a bunch of glass in it which I need for Molotov crafting. I even crafted enough to get myself up to level 6, which was lovely, and I took the first round of big leagues to improve my upcoming melee damage. But then I returned to Lexington to do my usual robberies, only to find the location hadn't reset. Oh, fuck a duck. I tried travelling away and coming back after some time, but it didn't work. The location has stopped resetting. Well, fuck, that kind of throws a wrench in my plans. I guess we'll have to make do with 110 Molotovs. I really didn't want to do this so early, but we're probably going to have to go and attack the Sargas Ironworks now so we can get our other weapons. Don't get me wrong, it's probably going to make burning everything down a lot more satisfying, but I resent the game for not letting me use my cheese strategy more. You know what I've just remembered? That pyro guy who's added by one of the Creation Club stuff appears near here. I don't really want his weapon, but he does have a decent supply of flamer fuel that I can steal. Provided, of course, that we can actually, you know, kill him. I should probably also mention now that I have no idea how rare flamer fuel actually is in Fallout 4, so I don't know how necessary this is. And wow, I completely fucking whiffed it. Ow, ow, hot, 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 hot. No, no, I'm supposed to be burning you. Stim break, stim break, stim break. You know, I get the sneaking suspicion you don't want to be burned to death by me today. Unfortunately for you, though, I'm not giving you a choice. So let's try that again. Bortles. Titan, damn it. I could have sworn my throwing arm was better than this. Oh, there we go. It's a very anticlimactic little quest, this. And he didn't have anywhere near as much flamer fuel as I thought he would. But he was carrying a flamethrower. I'm not gonna lie to you, I thought this was the Creation Club content where you got the heavy incinerator. So, turns out I did want his weapon. And after a quick test run with it, I can confirm that it's not that bad. I mean, the range is terrible, but I can work with this. Well, I now feel a little bit better about things, and the game fucking crashed on me. Luckily enough, I'm used to that, so I've been putting down quick saves every 10 feet. So let's see how we handle the real Forged. You know, the ones that are several levels higher than me. Well, that's not... Wait, what ambush? Oh, right, the other Enclave content. If memory serves, they have plasma guns, so I'm going to focus on the Forged here instead. You know, for all the fucking good it does me. Yeah, would you believe that a raider gang that makes fire their entire personality are actually kind of resistant to fire? I know, I'm shocked too. I feel like this is going to get a lot worse before it gets better.
Reload sometime, asshole.
Well, someone died of something. Oh fuck, get away from me. So little damage. I'm starting to think this entire run might have been a really big mistake. You know what? No, I beat the game using only the companion AI. I can do this. Have at you burn-resistant bastard. But yeah, this really doesn't bode well. Look, I'm sure once we get away from this particular foundry and start fighting enemies that don't make fire their entire personality, we're going to be just fine. But there is something that we need to remember. These enemies are several levels higher than us. I also have 1 point of intelligence, so we're not going to be leveling up particularly quickly. The short version is we're probably going to have to get used to the fact that most enemies will be a lot stronger than us. You know what, as much as I want my fire sword, I think the shish kebab could wait for a little while. Let's just focus on our flamethrower for now. Interesting thing about the flamer, you don't need any perks to upgrade this thing. You only need the resources to be able to complete the upgrades. This is a very, loose word. Sure, most of them boost the weapon's damage, but at the cost of its range. And I feel the need to remind you that the flamethrower has one of the worst ranges of any gun in this entire game. You know what though, before we completely give up on the idea, I'm going to quickly go and see if Lexington has respawned. Maybe us doing stuff has helped. It has not. Oh, bugger, a bologna sandwich. You know what, it's fine. It's just like my one reliable method of making money for when I need resources. I'm sure this won't be a problem later. Let's just go and see Trudy. Hey, what the fuck? Raiders? Oh, come on. You will burn for your crimes. I've just noticed using VATS only costs us 1 flamer fuel for an entire burst, and the damage we dealt to that raider wasn't bad at all. This run might just have some life left in it. Oh, hi Carla. I don't suppose you have any flame-based things for me to buy, do you? Well, she didn't really, but what she did have was some parts I can buy to upgrade the flamethrower. So let me just go and quickly apply some of those. And just like that, we're up to 16 damage a pop. I mean, it's better than the minigun ever was. You know what? I'm sure it'll be fine. Let's go and test it out against the trigger men. That's right, we're going to actually start pushing the story forwards now. Let's see just how flame-resistant these gangsters really are. Burn in the name of the Emperor! Now I really want to go and start a Sisters of Battle army. Damn it, I'm going to have to go do that now. Oh, my poor bank account. So yeah, the flamethrower, it's not doing too badly. I mean, granted, we're not doing the kind of damage I'd be comfortable with, and I'm also taking far too much damage for my liking, but not having to, you know, aim with this weapon to have it do its thing really works for someone like me. You will burn for your sins, heretics! Be doused in holy flame! No mercy for the misguided! So, yeah, we're going in a slightly different tonal direction than I initially planned, but you know what? I like it. Be doused in sacred fire! But yeah, on a serious commentary level for just a moment, this particular dungeon is going quite well. A single Molotov can take out multiple guys if I throw it right, and the flamethrower itself being so efficient in VATS makes it a surprisingly viable weapon. Wouldn't you agree, sinner? Yeah, he agrees. Bortles. I actually had weirdly more fun clearing this thing out with fire than I did with the shredder, probably because there's more variety to this build in general, but I also think it's because more has the potential to go wrong with this build. Being able to run out of ammo and bombs actually adds a level of tension to this that I really enjoy. Anyway, let's go and burn everyone inside the vault. Huh, I'm a bit low on stim packs, but I've got plenty of Molotovs, so you know, that works. I suppose I'll probably have to be at least a little bit careful. Burn, heretic! I mean, burn a little bit better than that, maybe. You're making me look stupid in front of the Emperor. And wow, somehow that fire just went right past this guy. That fire didn't though. Okay, dickhead, let's try this again. Burn in the name of the Emperor! Thank you, by the throne, you're annoying. Surprise Molotov. Huh, I'm ablaze with experience. Laugh or you're a heretic. As for our new level, I'm going to be taking the first rank of Heavy Gunner to try and boost the flamethrower damage. We went from 16 points to 18 points. Still better than the minigun. The Emperor guides my flame! Do keep in mind that the Emperor is a skeleton on a throne who can't guide shit. Aside from spaceships that he basically guides through the warp by being a giant lighthouse. Look, Warhammer 40k lore is just fucking weird. Anyway, burn for the something. Somehow I forgot the word Emperor. Taste my flamer, heathen! Taste it some more, heathen! And you also have a taste of a heathen. So many heathens around here, oh my god. Oh look, someone survived down the hole. Do you know what else fits down this hole? Bortles! You know what, for some reason I thought that would do less damage. To be fair, it's not like Dino is actually that tough, he's just got slightly more health than most of the Triggermen. Not that it does him a whole lot of good here. Hi Nick, I'm a very normal person, will you help me find my missing baby? Why not, see? That's what Nick sounds like, leave me alone. Now, shh, we have to be very, very quiet, we're going to be sneaking our way out of the vault very carefully. Oh, I can't resist. Bortles! Really? That whiffed? Okay then, let's try again. Now that's better. Good boys know to burn for their dear Auntie Veronica. Some fire for you, and some fire for you. Oh, and go on then, some for you as well. You will all burn in the Emperor's name. No quarter for the wretched. I cleanse thee with blessed fire. Not you though, I'm just going to use regular fire. Oh, no, okay. Guess I am using blessed fire. Burn for your sins, heretic. You know what, I really want to try out some intimidation tactics. I've got a giant flamethrower, this has got to work.
Skinny's no good for you, Darla. You put a bullet in him, I just might let you go.
What kind of girl do you think I am?
I'm gonna go with one that's getting set on fire right now. All I ask from you, Darla, as I sear your flesh, remember, I gave you an out. Now I punish both your heresy and your rejection of the Emperor's mercy. Anyway, we're done, let's go. So Nick, you gonna help me find my missing baby? Yeah, sure thing, dollface. It's Nick's voice, leave me alone. There you go, Nick, home safe and sound. Now, about my missing baby. I have no idea where it could be, no idea who took it. Also, it was kidnapped like 60 years ago, so do you think you can help? Luckily enough, the vague description I gave Nick of the kidnapper being bald and scarred was enough to trigger the old memory circuits. Apparently, there used to live in town a giant box of cornflakes that matches that description. Let's go and invade his privacy. Oh yeah, wait, the door's locked. Let's go and bribe an official. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'd rather spend this money on Molotovs and Molotov materials, but I feel like setting you on fire might cause more problems than it would solve. Thank you very much. Before we head back to Nick though, I'm going to quickly pop in at public occurrences and do Piper's interview. It's a good way to get a little bit of XP. Plus, I want to give her the more questionable answers and see if it changes her attitude towards me.
So, you've seen the Commonwealth, Diamond City. How does it compare to your old life?
I've been having too much fun blowing things up to think about it.
Gotta make my job hard for me, huh? I want you to make a statement to Diamond City directly. The threat of kidnapping is all but ignored in the Commonwealth. Everyone wants wants to pretend it just doesn't happen. What would you say to someone out there who's lost a loved one but might be too scared or too numb to the world to look for them?
Find who's responsible and make them pay. Simple as that.
I'll take anger over apathy any day.
Oh yeah, I forgot I was playing Fallout 4, the game that doesn't care. Just give me the first rank of Refractor so I can get out of here. Hi Nick, I bribed someone. Now we just reveal Cornflake's secret jerk-off room. Apparently that's not a normal thing that people have in their houses, but what do they know? As to be expected, he's not in here currently cranking it, which I should probably be more thankful for. Luckily enough, Nick knows dog meat, and dog meat can take us right to the dastardly scoundrel. I'm about 75% sure that this stuff I have on me right now will be enough to carry me. Provided, of course, the game doesn't throw a surprise Deathclaw at us. Luckily enough, there's no sign of Mrs. Cuddles this time, so that's a pretty good start. Although I definitely could have done without the missile launcher wielding super mutants. But you can bet I'm gonna try my luck with them. Yeah, we sure showed them, didn't we? Here's hoping it doesn't spawn the same thing in that location. Doesn't look like it, I think we're safe. Nothing like a lovely stroll through the Commonwealth. And look at this, mole rats to set fire to. My cup runneth over. Purge the unclean. These mole rats are actually surprisingly good at resisting fire. Nothing a little reckless abandon can't take care of. Isn't that right, Mr. Mole Rat? Apparently not, or apparently so, depending on how the mole rats feel. Back on the trail. Good thing as well, because both of these dead raiders that you find on this path usually have at least 2 stim packs a pop. Bortles! I wonder if this guy can bear the heat. Oh, by the Titan, it can bear the heat. It can bear the heat really well. Oh fuck, it's radioactive Smokey the Bear, isn't it? He's here for his revenge. I'm sorry I killed your wife, but in my defense, she was trying to eat me. What a Valentine's Day that was. Great critical hit, really glad I used that. So that's Deathclaws and Yao Guai that don't really give a shit about being set on fire. Until they do. Okay then, I think I'm starting to see what it is though. I think the problem is I'm trying to play with the flamethrower like it's a regular gun. However, the reality of the flamethrower is quite different. We're not shooting a single damaging projectile, we're unleashing a wave of fire that can continue to damage while enemies are inside it. And multiple ticks of fire can hit the enemy at once. So for the best results we have to stay close and keep the pressure up. Now I know that this was incredibly obvious to most of you watching, but I'm a fuckwit. Bortles? Serious question, is anyone getting that reference I keep making, or am I just wasting my time? A question you can't really answer because this video is pre-recorded, not live. Yeah, forget I asked. Burn, heretic! Yeah, see, like that. If we just keep the pressure up for even a few seconds, we do a huge amount of damage. And that was basically the last interesting thing that happened on the journey. I mean, I did stop to burn some flies as well, but that's not really all that amazing. Aside from the fact that, you know, I missed, somehow, even though I didn't. Yeah, that'll teach ya, and you have some as well. But there we go, we've made it to Fort Hagen. Before we head inside though, given the state of my medical supplies, I'm going to quickly head back to Diamond City and roast up all the various bits of meat I'm carrying. Do you know what would be really cool? Because I'm setting enemies on fire, it would be cool if, you know, you got the roasted meat from them when you killed them with fire. That would be a fun little detail. Oh, and look, I have enough parts to upgrade my flamethrower again. So let's extend the range and let's extend the ammo capacity. There we go, nicely done. And you know what, before we go and confront that angry bowl of cereal, I'm gonna go and get the third and final weapon for this build. Oh fuck me sideways, I forgot to get close enough to the ironworks to actually, you know, discover it. I guess we're walking. I've got to hope my fusion core doesn't run out before I get there. I've just noticed I've only got the one, and it's the one that's like almost empty. Yeah, surprise surprise, one of my excursions isn't particularly well planned. Look at me go. Well, on the plus side, the area hasn't reset yet, so all the enemies are dead. Well, most of them, but that one's nowhere nearby, so we don't have to worry about that. Bortles? Yeah, that went about as well as I expected. Let's try again. Oh, fuck me. Yeah, so throwing a grenade at someone who's currently filling every available molecule in the area with fire is probably not the smartest thing I could have done. Oh, and look at that. The flamethrower does nothing to them. I'm sure that won't be a problem. Yeah, I couldn't tell you why I thought this was a good idea. We might have to go and face cornflakes without a flaming sword, depending on how the rest of this dungeon goes. And that's assuming we even get far enough in to really say we tried. Because by the Emperor, look at that. That's just That's awful. At least the blast from one of my Molotovs does a decent amount of damage. Oh, and hey, cool, the fire finished her off. This attempt might have some life in it. Either that or I've become way too overconfident with a single success. It's hard to say. Anyway, burn in the name of the Emperor and all that. I forgot the voice. Burn in the name of the Emperor! Oh, by the Titan, the voice didn't help. Nice. So yeah, I may have definitely gotten a little overconfident in the first one. I have to keep in mind as well that I'm still going to need ammo and Molotovs to take out the breakfast cereal, and I'm not exactly getting a great return on my investment. I may have to just not. Even if I do manage to end this with a decent amount of ammo and Molotovs, I'm still going to have the stim pack problem to worry about. I've only got like 16 left after this one. Also, let's keep in mind that I have 1 point of intelligence, and therefore if I want to take the medical perk that actually, you know, buffs the stim pack use, I'm going to need to invest a little bit first. Yeah, so I'm going to bail for now. Oh, don't worry, I will be getting a hold of the shish kebab at some point, but again, I need all my medical supplies for dealing with cornflakes. You know what though, it probably would have been fine if Fallout 4 didn't stop the location reset of my favourite place to rob. Anyway, I bought some more Molotovs, so let's go and see what Kellogg is doing. Oh, I probably should have spent that money on the stim packs. You know, the very reason I stopped my assault on the forge, because I didn't have enough stim packs. Why am I like this? Whatever, I'm sure we'll be fine. We're only hunting an ancient cyborg with a pistol that can blow my head off and his army of robots. You know what though, we'll be fine, because the Emperor protects! Perish abominable machines! Any level of AI is unacceptable! Oh yeah, if you don't know, the humans in the 41st millennia don't allow AI at all. Like, robots are just not allowed to exist. So, there you go. Now you know that. And by the Titan, this turret is taking way too much fire. Guess I'll just shut my big fat mouth. Burn for your sins, heretical creation! Oh boy, this is gonna be, rough. Ow, 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 ow. Ow! Why do I keep doing that? Oh, come on. I think I'm starting to realise why I never see anyone playing with the flamethrower. It's because the flamethrower is bad! But sometimes it's randomly not, so like, it's such an inconsistent weapon. You can't be too far away from your enemy or you won't hit them at all, but you can't be too close to them or you won't hit them at all. And I'm starting to see why using VATS with the flamethrower really might not be the way to go. Because when we attack with VATS, we're only really using 1 unit of flamer fuel, that means we're only getting like 1 tick of damage. And I have to remember that 1 flamethrower shot, for lack of a better word for it, is only worth 16 damage. So unless we start fighting, say, radroaches for this entire run, I think the best technique is just keep the trigger pressed down for as long as possible. And I'm just realising I already had this epiphany earlier in the video, and if I remember correctly, while playing this run I had that same epiphany about 6 different times, because whilst I can point out my own flaws, I suck at working on them, and I probably didn't need to waste a Molotov for that, but oh well. Bortles? Okay, that's not bad, let's try for another. Bortles? Well, that didn't work. Oh, suck me off for a hole and call me Rick Steves, I forgot to save at any point. Why do I keep doing this? Also, I leveled up last time. I could have taken a perk and that would have auto-saved me, but I didn't think to do that, because apparently I'm a really can't say that word anymore. So yeah, I'm just going to keep filling these videos with all sorts of different references and just see who gets them. It's a substitute for real content. Okay, so before we go too deep, let's do our level up. Most of the stuff I want needs me to be at a higher level. Rank 2 of Refractor probably would have been a good idea, but you know what? I feel like I need more health from my stim packs. So I threw the point into Intelligence so that next time we level up, we can just take rank 1 of Medic. Anyway, back through this circle of hell. Veronica, stop using VATS, just burn it like a regular person would. There you go, see how much better that was? The fire doesn't like you when you limit it. The fire needs to breathe, it needs to spread its wings. Fire doesn't have wings. The fire wishes to be unbound, unlimited. It needs to be unleashed on them all. Oh hey, look at that, I'm becoming a free-range psychopath. Just like Mother always wanted. Or dreaded, I get those two mixed up. Now let's try and do this bit, how they say, not terribly. See, this time the Molotov didn't get hit by any stray bullets. You might be thinking it was still a terrible idea to throw it when a bunch of bullets are being shot at me, but it worked. Aw, look at the poor little simp at the mercy of the flame. Burn with me, Bortles. You will burn for your sins. I mean, to be fair, I'm probably the one of the two of us doing the most sinning right now. I mean, maybe. It depends on which god you believe in. Because if you worship a flame god, I'm probably doing the opposite. Well, no, I'm probably still sinning by their account because I'm not just letting the fire go free like it wants to. I'm doing it in bursts. I don't know why I was doing that. I don't even think that I'm in any significant danger of running out of fuel, so it probably wasn't an ammo consumption thing. Plus, even if I did run out of flamer fuel, I'll still have like a bunch of Molotovs to work with. You know, provided I stop wasting them by throwing them at fucking nothing. Stop punching me and burn, will you? Bortles? One of the upsides to assaulting Fort Hagen is that there are plenty of beds lying around, so if I take too much damage, I can just catch a quick nap, and just like that, I'm all better. As any good doctor will tell you, got internal bleeding? Just take a nap. By the way, need to remind you, not a doctor. Don't take my medical advice. Bortles? Bortles again. There we go, that's a result. Oh shit. I cast flamethrower. Oh hey, look at that. Synth patrollers don't like fire. I'm glad to know something down here is weak to it. Oh, it's still burning. You know what? Something about burning these turrets just doesn't scratch the same itch. It's no fun if my target can't suffer. Now, just a quick nap before we confront the man himself. It's time for the baby napping breakfast made manifest. Sorry, no time for small talk. Bortles. You will burn for your crimes! You thought nothing of me, you let me live, but that was your error. I am no mere suburban housewife, I was chosen by the flame. I am at once the fury of fire, the might of the embers, and the fear of the dark, and oh, you're already dead. Okay then, kinda had a longer speech planned, but fuck me I guess. Don't you just hate it when your mortal prey burns too quickly? I mean, come on. Let's get out of here. Hi, Brotherhood of Steel, I'm going to blow you up later. Either way, Kellogg didn't have our kid, but I did steal part of his brain. I'm sure that'll be useful for something. I'm not just a psychopath. Who am I kidding? Anyway, let's go see what Nick says. Yeah, we're going to Good Neighbor, see? To visit the memory den, see? Okay. Dr. Amari, I need help doing crimes against humanity. As you can see, I'm a very trustworthy sort. Long story short, we plugged the brain segment into Nick, we invade Kellogg's memories, realise our kid was staying with him, accidentally discover how people get in and out of the Institute. Now I've just got to go find a disgraced Institute scientist named Virgil living in the most radioactive place in the wasteland because he might know how to get into the Institute. Now I know what you're thinking, but Ronica, that plan doesn't have nearly enough burning in it. Don't worry, I'm sure we'll do plenty. Anyway, I can actually take a rank of medic now, so yay, the stim packs are 10% better. I also accidentally managed to find like a bunch more. I couldn't tell you exactly where I found these, I didn't buy any of them, but as Grandad always used to tell me, never look a gift horse up the ass. Grandad was, not allowed within 30 feet of any equine. You know what I forgot to do while I was in Fort Hagen? Grab the free fusion core that's just lying around. That would be really helpful. Let me just go do that real quick. Doopy 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 doo, doopy 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 doo, duddly 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 doo, diddly 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 dee. There we go. Do you know what else is probably a good idea? Let's see if we can upgrade the flamethrower. It'll take the range down to terrible, but that damage boost, let's see how it goes. Other than that, my armor is about as good as it can be, so we might as well just make our way to the glowing sea. Yep, glowing sea, that's definitely what we should... Nope, sorry, gotta try again for the fire sword. Ooh, look at that, the location hasn't reset yet. So, realistically, we only have to clear out like half of this place. And oh, fuck me limping, that range is awful. I am already regretting this weapon upgrade. Big damage is all well and good, but it only really matters if you can actually hit a target. The fire has forsaken me. Bortles? I mean, that was better. Oh, there we go. That's the kind of damage I like to see. So not only is the range forward drastically reduced, but it also seems the spread has been taken away, which is not good. Spread is kind of what you want when you've got a weapon like a flamethrower. And the worst part is we're currently in confined spaces where such a weapon would usually shine. So I have to imagine in the glowing sea, where everything can spread out considerably more, it's going to be worse. I mean, look at that, it couldn't even hit the turret from like 10 feet away. Kinda defeats the purpose of a ranged weapon. Let's go and confront the leader of the raider gang. I want my sword. Hi buddy, you've got something of mine. Okay, so technically it belongs to this kid here, or it did before he stole it from his parents to give it to this raider boss. This kid's probably not very smart. Now I could just ask you nicely to hand it over. No, that's not what the sacred flame demands. You really think the fire can stop me? How cute. You were never worthy of the flame. You're not but cinders. And look over here, what have we got? A false champion of the fire. Wait, what the fuck? Did my Molotov just fucking bounce off him? Who the fuck is this guy? Marta Ligarius? You know what? It doesn't matter to me. You'll burn all the same. For fuck's sake. This fight against Slag is really weird. First and foremost, he uses a laser pistol, not, you know, the flaming sword. Granted, he can do quite a lot of damage with the laser pistol, but that's only when he actually decides to fire it, because about 50% of the time, he just won't. So his only real claim to fame is that if you throw explosives at him, they just sort of bounce off him. Other than that, he's basically just a raider with a bit more health. Anyway, give me my prize. Let me just add that to my hotkeys real quick. So, buddy, you know how you gave this sword to that raider boss? I don't think you appreciate it, so I'm keeping it. That cool with you? Yeah, he said it's fine. With our shish kebab in hand, we can now progress. Of course, I do want to give it a few more test swings. Ah, fuck, mine. Oh yeah, power armor. I'm okay. Started to think he was the only guy up here. Wait, what the fuck? Who's setting me on fire? Oh, it was probably this guy up here throwing a Molotov at me. What a little bitch. It's okay when I do it. After all, I was chosen by the flame. These guys are just pretending. Oh wait, there's an Enclave Hellfire soldier down there? That'd be the thing setting fire to me. Okay, that makes sense. I forgot that I didn't actually defeat the ambush last time I was here. I just sort of walked away from it. You know, Mr. Hellfire Trooper, it's really cute that you think your armor is enough to stop the flame that burns within me. But let's be real, no part of that should have worked. Anyway, I'm supposed to be going to the glowing sea, and you know what? I'm just gonna leave my power armor here until I discover the glowing sea, then just fast travel back and get it. I don't have a lot of fusion cores. Actually, come to think of it, I do know another place I can go to get a fusion core, the Super Duper Mart in Lexington. Usually I'll avoid it because if you enter the Super Duper Mart in Lexington, that stops the area from resetting, but the area has already stopped resetting for me, so we might as well. It's not a particularly difficult dungeon dive. There are a few feral ghouls lying in wait, but it's nothing a flaming katana can't solve. Oh, hold on, I like doing this. Burn, my pretties. Oh, wait, you're still alive. Well, shit, dude. Way to ruin the mood. You and your buddy. You're both buzzkills. Now, I just have to remember where the fuck the fusion core is in this place. It's not a particularly hard thing to find, it's just I haven't been inside the Super Duper Mart for a very long time, and I've already forgotten most of the layout. It's fine. It's a finite space, it can't hide for too long. And it does let me get used to using a medium speed weapon. Granted, I'm using it against enemies that can't actually block, so I'm not really practicing properly, but who cares? Although I will say it's kind of nice that my accuracy with a melee weapon is no better than my accuracy with a gun. I'm nothing if not consistent. I'm also not consistent. I think we're getting close, and I didn't mean to press that. Ah, there it is. We found it. See, I knew it was back here somewhere. Yeah, might as well finish clearing this place out. After all, the fire hungers for flesh, and who am I to deny its appetite? Burn, abomination! Purge the unclean. Which would definitely include myself, because I just realised I haven't bathed for like a week. I didn't realise it was already Thursday. At least it's Thursday while I'm recording this bit of the video. Anyway, my disgusting forgetfulness aside, we got what we came for, we can now head back to Diamond City. I'm also going to dump all my junk in one of these workbenches so I don't have to carry it with me. Let's start on our trek to the glowing sea. I did manage to stock up on a few Molotovs and stim packs, so we're not going completely unprepared. Oh, and I forgot to mention, in Diamond City I was making some Molotovs, and the XP from that got me another level up. And because I finally could, I took Demolition Expert rank 2. Now I can see a little arc when I throw one of my grenades. It's a genuinely quite helpful thing to have. Let me just finish off cleaving and burning these poor doggos. Sorry, Pooch, I'm perfectly fine setting fire to humans, but dogs, I just feel weird doing that. After all, I'm not a monster. Please ignore the mountain of evidence to the contrary that is this video. And oh boy, we are not doing a whole lot of damage in these swings. The truth of the matter is, the shish kebab just doesn't have a very good damage profile. It's also incredibly inconsistent about actually setting enemies on fire. Quite often you have to do multiple big swings to really get that going. Don't get me wrong, it is nice to have a melee weapon so I don't have to constantly expend ammo, but I feel like the shish kebab is probably only going to be a weapon of last resort. Again though, it's nice to have a dedicated melee weapon. I know we're still doing a challenge run right now, but this build is surprisingly normal. I've got a dedicated ranged weapon, I've got grenades, I've got a melee weapon. Between the three of them, we can take on basically anything the wasteland wants to throw at us, but it's also limiting enough that I can't turn my brain off. This is quite a good balance, I can work with this. After only a short walk, we've reached the edge of the glowing sea. Now we can return to Diamond City, grab my power armor, and begin our expedition. This place is as jolly as it usually is, and there's no shortage of combat encounters to keep me busy. Only now we're on a bit of a timer because I don't really have a whole lot of anti-rad stuff. I just forgot to buy any. So maybe stopping to fight ghouls that irradiate me with every hit is probably the wrong move. What? Me make an irresponsible decision? That's so out of character. I'm gonna go and set fire to this Deathclaw real quick. Burn abomination! Oh, that's bad. Both the range and the damage are terrible. I am definitely going to have to undo that modification at some point. Still, at least this time I have 3 different weapons to choose from, not just Molotovs. Even if one of those weapons can barely hit anything and the other one is a sword that I really don't want to try and hit a Deathclaw with. Veronica, why? Gotta love that even the Deathclaw was like, what the fuck are you doing? Although, if you are wondering, you can absolutely block Deathclaw melee attacks as long as you've got a melee weapon. I don't know, I just feel like it really shouldn't work, but because it's Fallout 4, it does work. I wonder how long trying to kill this Deathclaw is gonna take. I've lost all ambition. Huh, that is nowhere near as long as I thought it was, but it's just, sometimes the flamethrower just does huge amounts of damage, and other times it doesn't. It's very weird. It is such an awkward weapon to try and make a build out of. Yes, hello there, Bloodbug, I see you. Well, fuck you too. Anyway, let's push onwards. Oh, yeah, rad scorpions. I always forget about these things. But they never forget about me. It's actually kind of nice. Luckily, these things aren't anywhere near as fireproof as a Deathclaw is. It's still taking a while, though. This is one of those moments where challenge kind of exits the equation, and we're just in for a slogging match. The fact that all of my weapons deal fairly low damage doesn't really help either. And the shish kebab here divides its damage between both energy and physical, so that's not exactly great. All I'm saying is that things are probably only going to get rougher from here. There we go, we found the crater of Atom. Wait, that's not what we were looking for. We were looking for Virgil. Hey, you there who has a colander on your chest for some reason. You know what, who am I to judge? Could you point me in the right direction, pretty please? Provided your dialogue doesn't just cut out like it does. I don't know why it happens, but with this NPC, she always just sort of disengages from the conversation halfway through. It's been 10 fucking years, Bethesda. How have you not noticed yet? Anyway, she said he's nearby. Before we press onwards though, I'm going to quickly go back to Diamond City and repair my power armor because, oh, it needs it. Already remembering why I don't like using power armor too much. There we go. Back to the sea. I'm really hoping the second Deathclaw we have to face isn't too much of a problem. Bortles. Fuck, Bortles again. There we go, that's a bit better. The investment in Demolition Expert is definitely paying off. Of course, Lieutenant Cuddlybum here isn't about to let me throw Molotovs endlessly. Or maybe he is. Lieutenant Cuddlybum, you're not supposed to be running away from me. Although, to be fair, I am throwing fire at him. I think that's a pretty reasonable response. Where the fuck? Oh, there he is. Come fight me. Yeah, he really doesn't like this, does he? Oh fuck, he's getting closer. Huh, I worried for nothing. Well, there we go. You know what? I'm gonna drop my power armor off before we go into the cave. Don't worry, you're not gonna sit through the journey again. So, we found Dr. Brian Virgil, and he's agreed to help us get into the Institute. He's gonna draw us some schematics for a thing called a signal interceptor that lets us hijack the Institute's radio signal. Got it right there. So that we can teleport directly inside. I still don't fully believe he should be able to draw these schematics, but it's fine. All we have to do is go and kill a Corsair and take its chip. Given the fact that they are the only synths that can teleport in and out of the Institute at will, it's probably obvious why we need the chip from one. But before we head out, we've leveled up. I really feel like our melee damage could use a buff, so gimme rank 2 of big leagues. Now then, let's go hunting. On the way to the Corsair, I find a few raiders who desperately want to be touched by the holy fire. Very well, your flesh will be blessed by the sacred flame. Or you could survive, like a dickhead. One minute you want the blessing of fire, the next minute you don't. One does not get to change their mind about this. The fire will know your flesh. Anyway, back on topic. I hope you're ready, Corsair, cause I'm coming for you. As always, we have to fight through a small army of gunners on the way up there, but I'm not too worried. After all, they'll provide very good kindling for the flame. Bortles! Ah, what a beautiful sight this is. Burn, burn, burn! I'm still pretty unimpressed with that flamethrower range. I think after this we're definitely going to undo that modification. Again, high damage doesn't mean shit if it can't actually hit anything. Obviously I'm being hyperbolic, it can hit things, it's just so bad at it now. Oh, hi friend. Bortles. You dare survive my Bortles? Fuck, I missed. Could we all just pretend that I did that without fucking up? No? Well, fair enough. Damn, I am taking a lot of health damage right now. I suppose that'll be me not upgrading my level armor at any point, but god damn it, fashion souls is important. Well, this is Fallout, so fashion out? Foolation? I don't know, I just work here. Burn for your crimes! Well, maybe burn a bit better than that, come on. It would be so nice if the shish kebab could set things on fire consistently. I know I bitch about this game a lot and I'm trying to do that less, but I can't help it. The shish kebab just feels like such a downgrade compared to other games. And I'm not just saying that because we don't get the cute little oven mitt to hold it with anymore, okay? I'm not saying it because of that. That's not the reason. That's not the reason. That's the reason. That's the whole reason. That's the whole reason I fucking hate it. We don't get the cute oven mitt. What the fuck, Bethesda? Why do you burn everything I love? I'm gonna burn everything you love! But yeah, no, the shish kebab is just a really bad weapon in this game. Do better, Bethesda. Do better, Todd. I'm sure you can, Todd. Well, I'm not sure you can, Todd. After all, you've basically bungled everything else you've ever done, Todd. Do you remember Starfield, Todd? Because no one fucking else does, Todd. I really like saying your name like this, Todd. Sorry, I was real life bitter about something else and I'm taking it out on the video game company. Basically, the big tablet that I use as a monitor for my computer that I can draw directly on just isn't working properly anymore, and it's expensive, so I'm not looking forward to having to replace that. That's why at this particular point in the video, I'm genuinely quite bitter. I will admit though, setting fire to all these gunners is really therapeutic. They're like big screaming stress balls. Ah, that's so much better. Special delivery! And you inside, burn for your sins! Oh, fuck me sideways. So that didn't work. Oh, fuck a duck, I'm all the way down here. I need to get better at quick saving. Also, don't actually go and fuck a duck. It's very expensive, you won't believe the bill. Oh, shucks, there I go again, ruining a perfectly wholesome arson run by including bestiality jokes. Why can't I just let anything be nice? Anyway, to quote my mother before she had each and every one of her kids, let's try not to repeat any of these mistakes. So, Molotov in here works, that's perfectly fine. Now we just avoid throwing a Molotov at the lintel. Oh, for fuck's sake, Veronica. That was the lintel, that was the very thing you were supposed to avoid. Now try again and don't fuck it up. Oh, for fuck's sake, that's 3 in a row. That's almost impressive. The only person getting burned by the sacred flame was me. Let's correct this little injustice. Burn, baby, burn. I don't know the song. Wait a second, is that even a song? I mean, it sounds like the title of a song. I'm about 90% sure it is, but I could be wrong. Anyway, let's go and set fire to a Corsa. Burn for your sins, wretched creature. Be doused in holy fire. You think you can hide from the flame? What foolishness. There is nothing my fire cannot illuminate. Now burn! I should not have thrown that. That was all of a bad idea. Take 2. Something, something, something fire, something, something, something illuminate, something, something burn. Yeah, I'm sure he gets the idea. You know what? When I'm not throwing a Molotov that immediately kills me, this build is actually not terrible for dealing with a Corsa. The flamethrower basically takes away the one strength he has, which is hiding behind his stealth boy. And because the shish kebab deals both energy and physical damage, the Corsa couldn't rely on his uniform to protect him because it provides no real resistance to energy damage. So there we go. Corsa hunted, level acquired. You know what? I'm gonna keep buffing the flamethrower's power. Now we just have to go and find someone who can help us build the signal interceptor. Do you know what? I'm basically just going to go and do a mad sprint towards the railroad HQ. I feel like that's probably going to be the easiest way forwards. That, and I really don't want to go and do the ArcJet Systems quest. I also don't want to help Preston, so yeah. There we go, we found a thing, and oh fuck me, I forgot to undo that flamethrower mod. Let me just go do that real quick. There we go. Now then, let's go and have a chat with the railroad. You know the drill by now. Burn in the name of the Emperor. Yeah. Yeah, get cleaved, idiot. And some for you as well, why not? Now we just solved the world's most secure puzzle, and just like that we have ourselves an audience with the railway children. I feel like I've made that reference before. Please forgive me, I might be an autistic fuck, but my actual knowledge of railroads and trains and any references relating to the fact are extremely limited. I don't do my people proud. Anyway, after the usual lengthy ass discussion, Desdemona agrees to help me decode the Corsa chip. By the time that's done, Virgil has our schematics drawn for us, but of course, before the railroad will even help us build this thing, we have to prove that we're on their side, even if it is only temporary. Alright then, Deacon, I'll help you find Carrington's prototype in your former base or whatever. You know what, I don't know why I'm complaining, it's just more excuses to burn things. I mean, not this thing. Not yet, anyway. And these things, on the other hand, are practically begging to kindle the fire. You're just so thoughtful, Mr. Feral Ghoul. And luckily for us, the ones on this overpass have so little HP to start with that we can deal with them with the shish kebab. Deacon, I didn't fucking need your help. Oh, cool, I found one of the ghoul's scalps. Yeet. Oh god, it was a scalp. Hi, Ricky, what have you got for us? So yeah, Deacon, apparently the headquarters building that you lost to an army of simps is still occupied by an army of simps. I know, I'm surprised too. Don't worry too much, it won't be for long. Wait, what the fuck? Why are there gunners up here? I've never seen gunners up here before. What's going on here? Aside from the obvious searing of flesh, because come on, that's a given. Burn, burn with me. I don't know why I'm making that reference, because the Doctor Who monster that I'm referencing didn't actually set things on fire, more just like incinerated people. Fuck it, it's my video, I can do what I want. I don't have to entertain you, my viewers, who my sole purpose in life is to entertain. Shut up. Let's go set fire to some synths. Bortles. Bortles Part 2, Molotov Boogaloo. What the fuck am I doing? Burn, technology abomination! Your souls will make fine kindling. Wait, I don't think these ones really have a soul. I guess they have, like, I don't know, a robot soul? A roll? Give me a B for Bortles. Give me an F for fuck you for surviving my Molotov. I also really didn't appreciate you punching me in the face, just gonna say it. Like, don't get me wrong, I deserve it, but come on. I don't really have any other commentary for this next bit, it's just more of the same. I mean, I didn't get blown up on my way out this time, so there's something. But yeah, nothing of interest happened inside. Also, I lost a bit of footage I had for that bit because the PS5 still kinda hates me. Thanks, PS5, you're a massive piece of shit. Like, don't get me wrong, if I have to choose, I'd much rather lose a clip that doesn't really have anything of interest in it to begin with, but still. Like I say though, I was just setting fire to Sims, it's nothing you haven't seen me do already. But with that particularly anticlimactic outing over with, we've officially become members of the Railroad, and we've leveled up, so that's nice. I think another rank of toughness is probably the way to go. So Desdemona, I have these schematics that will basically let me teleport into the Institute. I know you guys have been like fighting for years against this particular threat and would probably love to be the ones to go inside, but I'm going inside instead because fuck you. It's fine, they're still gonna help me build it. Of course now I need to find a location to build it. I don't really want to bother with Sanctuary because that's where Preston is. Fuck it, we're gonna use Starlight Driving. After of course we deal with the local mole rat infestation. Well, I mean, could I really call it an infestation? They just sort of live here, I'm basically stealing their home. But if there's one thing we British are good at, it's taking everyone else's shit. Usually after murdering, like, most of them. We're a terrible nation. Any hoodly doodle, with the mole rats dead, we can start building the interceptor platform. Better get cozy, building something so complicated could take a while. Oh fuck, what time is it? Now we just do the usual back and forth with Tinker Tom. Again, I really fucking hate this bit. It's just a bit tedious. Although it's probably less of an issue for people who play the game, you know, properly, not like speeding through it every few weeks. Well, fuck, I need parts. Maybe I stored what I needed in Diamond City? There's one of the two missing components, military grade circuit board. Now I just need a biometric scanner, which I don't have, and none of the merchants seem to be selling. Fine, I'll go and rob a hospital. I mean, it's not my favourite felony, but... Oh, fuck you, Fallout 4. Sorry, what was I saying? Something about felonies? Yeah, sounds about right. Ooh, wait, this will be fun. Was really hoping that would get more than one guy, but I feel like I'm starting to run out of luck here. Which, you know, makes sense. I've got 1 point of luck. What was I expecting? It's fine. You don't need good luck to handle a flamethrower. Oh, actually, wait, you probably don't want a stray bullet hitting you in the tank so you, like, blow up or whatever. Wait, would you blow up if that happens? Yes? No? Maybe? I don't know, can you repeat the question? I couldn't tell you why I just made a Malcolm in the Middle reference. I didn't watch the show, I just vaguely remember it existed. For me, it was always one of those shows that was just kind of on in the background and I just happened to be in the same room as it, but I was never watching it. I was probably playing with Lego. Dr. Bortles will see you now. And I've already forgotten what I came to this hospital for. Was it mayhem? I mean, that's where I go most places for. Yeah, it was probably mayhem. Oh, what fun. Oh, right, the biometric scanner. There we go. Now we can finish building the thingy-majig. And one of these, and one of those, and there we are. Now I've just got to build a power network strong enough to handle a single NFT transaction. By the Titan, do you remember NFTs? Remember what a fucking bad idea those were? But there we go, everything's wired up. We're ready to head inside. Farewell, Desdemona. Bye, Tinker Tom. The next time we meet, I'll be burning you alive. Please don't sabotage this thing. Now that I said that out loud, I need to get in there. And you know what? As we teleport into the Institute, I think that'll be a good place to end this half of the adventure. I hope you've enjoyed it so far. This character is definitely very entertaining to play with. And trust me when I say, things only get crazier from here. So, thank you for watching. I love you all so much. I really appreciate you being here once again to follow another one of my weird Fallout journeys. Take care, my loves. We'll see you next time.